All right, today I got 4 points for you for bent over barbell row, okay? The key is to put the work in the muscle, the rhomboids, the lats, the traps, and the biceps, okay? You do not want to put the work at all in the low back, okay? That's what the most people do with this lift, and it destroys the back, and they put way too much weight on usually because they want to look tough and strong. So the key here is there's 4 things you can do. That's what I'm going to show you today in order to keep the work in the muscles and not your fascia, not the low back, because it does not have a large blood supply and you will get hurt. So enjoy, we're going to rock this. All right, the first point is to make sure you get all the way low. Get your back low, all the way. I'm going to show you that in just a second, all the way down. And you got to make sure you get 6 to 8 inches minimum of range of motion, 6 to 8 inches. Most everybody does this at like 4, maybe 6 inches. But the reason they do that is because they're usually about here. Here's their legs, here's their upper body, they're right here. We want to get low. We want to get as horizontal as we can, right? Now, right about there is probably going to be where it's at, but just get as low as you can. I'm going to show you that in just a second. But remember, get low. That's point number 1. That's going to allow you to get full range of motion, 6 to 8 inches minimum. Now, it depends on how tall you are. I'm 5'9", so I'm going to get like 6, maybe 7 inches. But if you're 6 foot, something like that, you've got a longer torso, you should be getting 8 to 10 inches of range of motion on this exercise. So hope it helps. Rock it. Okay, so we want to make sure we get low. We start here, standing, right? Stand those heels, push that butt back, right? That's how you're gonna get low. If you don't push your butt back, you're gonna end up coming forward here. See that position there? We wanna make sure we get all the way back. You're gonna feel that stretch in your hamstrings. You should feel that stretch in your hamstrings. So you see how I'm horizontal here? I'm almost horizontal, right? You wanna get as low as you can. Not here. You don't wanna row here like this in this position. That's gonna limit your range of motion. It's also gonna put more pressure on your low back. So stay all the way down here in this position. It looks like this. Boom. That's as low as you want to go. Now watch the range of motion. Also, you want to make sure that bar stays straight, right? You don't want that bar to be rolling back and forth and doing all sorts of stuff. No bouncing either. So here. So if you get low, now if you're high, you're going to end up, see, look at that low range of motion. You want to make sure you get all the way down here. Full range of motion. Boom. Boom. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And awesome. Okay, the second point is to make sure your shoulder blades are retracted and depressed. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So if you look here, what you're going to do is you're going to take your arms out like this. You can do this yourself. This is going to really help your lifting game. Pull your shoulder blades together, retract those shoulder blades. So your shoulder blades do this, right? So they retract them first, and then now put your hands to the side and depress your shoulder blades up. So you're here, so depress. See, my chest plate is up. You want to make sure your chest plate is up this entire lift by keeping those shoulder blades retracted and depressed. One more time. Up here, pull back. Let your hands come to the side. So now I want to depress them. You see that? I'm here, like in this position. Now what's going to happen is you're going to shoot forward on your toes when you do this. When you depress, your weight's going to shoot forward on your toes. So as soon as you do this, retraction and depression, you want to come back on your heels. Keep your abs tight, and now you're ready to do this lift. Okay, now that you've got the retraction and depression down for your shoulder blades, see here, I'm here in this position. I don't want to start the lift here. I want to make sure I'm retracted and depressed here, right? So I'm here, I'm going to grab the weight, boom. Retract and depress, not here. This is kyphosis, right? Kyphosis. We don't want to be in here. We don't want to be in this position. We want to have the shoulder blades retracted and depressed. See, that allows me to put that work, the stabilization in my glutes and my hamstrings. And now I pull with my shoulder blades retracted and depressed here. Again, you don't want to go here. This is really bad for your back. And roll back. There we go. That's correct here. Focus on squeezing those rhomboids together. Shoulder blades, muscles. Boom. Hope that helps. Okay, point number 3. What you want to do is you want to focus on first your rhomboids, your traps, and then your lats, and your biceps are going to work as auxiliary, right? So you want to make sure you stay here, retracted and depressed. It's going to keep the muscles in the upper back working. We don't want to work the lower back. We want to work the upper back muscles. As we pull, we want to pull here. So it looks like boom, pull in here, right? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. Okay, now you're going to focus on the back muscles, right? Now another part of this, when you're focusing on using your rhomboids and your lats and your traps, what you're going to do is you're going to need to make sure you feel a stretch in your hamstrings and your glutes. Use your glutes and your hamstrings to stabilize your spine, right? So you're going to be here, and I'm going to talk about something else on your the weight distribution on the heels in a second, but the key is here on this is to make sure the way that you're going to be able to get this done correctly is work the back, right? The upper back is to make sure that you come here and you keep the pressure in terms of stabilization in your hamstrings and glutes, okay? Now what that does is that protects your low back. Now the low back has a very low blood supply, fascia, so it does not heal very well at all, right? So if you tear your low spot, your back, that's why all the back injuries happen and it takes forever to heal, is because there's not much blood that goes to that area. So you want to make sure you avoid that. And you do that by here, focusing on pulling here. Now, when I get the bar, I'm here. Now my hamstrings, I can feel my hamstrings stretching, right? I'm low, here. If I'm here, this is what we're not gonna do. That's point number one, right? So you wanna make sure we get as low as we can. So we're here, boom, and then pull, and pull, and pull. I'm feeling my hamstrings, right? Now I'm working my rhomboids, primarily, my traps, and my lats, and my biceps as well. But I'm here, my hamstrings and my glutes are stabilizing my low back, my spine, and that's what you want. Okay, point number 4 is to make sure you stay on your heels, right? So you're looking here, here's your foot, this is the middle of your foot. You want 80 to 90% of your weight on your heels, 10 to 20% on your toes at all times. What you never want to do is you never want to rock forward, because when you rock forward on your toes, that weight's going to shoot forward. This happens all the time in the gym. Everybody's rocking forward on their toes, and that puts all of that pressure on that fascia. I talked about that earlier, and that's really, really bad. So in order to keep the work in the back muscles, you want to make sure you stay on your heels at all times. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. All right, so what you want to focus on here is, here's your foot, right? Total foot. You want to cut your foot in your mind's eye, you want to cut your foot in half, right? You want to keep 80 to 90% of the weight on the heels, not on the toes. Once I start shooting forward on the toes, that weight is just going to fly forward. That, especially if it's heavy, that barbell weight is just going to shoot forward. You're going to put all that pressure in your back. So imagine your foot's right here, cut it in half. You want 80 to 90% here, 10 to 20. And sometimes when you go real heavy, your toes will come up a little bit. That's fine too, as long as you're keeping the weight on the heels. Your posterior chain, this is the base of your posterior chain here. So you've got to make sure this stays active and there's weight on the heels, not on the toes. All right, now that you got them all put together, right? This is where I'm showing you exactly how to make sure you stay on your heels when you got all 4 points now, but make sure you stay on your heels when you do this barbell bent over row. So, lift it up, here, stay here, stay on those heels, stay low, keep the work in the back, rhomboids, right? And keep your shoulder blades retracted and depressed, and pull. Now, if I start shooting on my toes, I'm gonna start coming forward here. See that? And that's gonna put all that pressure on that low spine. So make sure that you stay back on those heels when you're here, and pull, and just row. Just like this, not like this. See the difference? Here is bad. You wanna be here. So I can feel that in my rhomboids. See that bar go straight up and down? No angle, right? Go straight up and down. All right, you got 4 things to focus on a barbell bent over row, okay? You gotta focus on getting low, right? Get all the way down so you get the work in that back, in that upper back area. You hit the rhomboid specifically, and you're gonna hit the lats and the traps as well, okay? And make sure you stay on your heels, right? So you're not shooting forward and putting that pressure on that fascia, on the low back, right? We do not want any pressure on the low back. And then also make sure you're getting that work in that muscles, getting full range of motion, okay? Getting full range of motion. So I really hope that helped. And I got a video right here for you that you can watch, another back workout. And I got a whole playlist down here for you as well. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please subscribe. Love to have you on the Fitness with Animal team. And then also leave a comment below, and I promise I'll get back to you on that. So thanks so much for watching. Peace out.